The Maldives and its many beaches has long offered a retreat for those seeking peace in paradise. Not so for the majority Muslim population who call this place home. Clashes between protesters and police paint a far different picture. Here, riot units cleared the capital's Independence Square, making a number of arrests.
No democracy, only mouth democracy.
The demonstrations are said to be organized by the country's disenchanted youth, upset over rising prices. They are demanding that the country's president resign.
Anti-government protesters say the demonstrations are inspired by the Arab Revolution. The people power is rising up. But here on the other side of town are opposing voices that point out that the revolution for the Maldives has already happened.
Maldives President Mohammed Nasheed was voted into power in 2008, ending 30 years of dictatorship. After a week of anti-government protests, the president's supporters took to the streets with a massive show of force. In an interview, the president accused opposition parties of trying to reinstate authoritarian rule.
I don't think that these are spontaneous demonstrations. If you again look at the events and incidents, it will be very easy to understand that this is very well state-managed and fairly well played.
While leading opposition figures are clearly in the forefront of such demonstrations, they deny this.
It is not an attempt to overthrow the government. It's not an attempt to change government. It's just raising voices.
Demonstrators have at times turned the capital into a battle zone, both police and protesters resorting to excessive violence. But despite this, the president has publicly welcomed demonstrations, saying they are a healthy part of a fledgling democracy, however messy it may appear.
In the UK, votes are being counted following a national referendum on whether or not to change Britain's parliamentary election system. Let's go back to Barbara Serra in our European Broadcast Centre for more.
Well, Folly, the alternative vote system is currently in use in only 3 countries across the world, and it would be a change from the current system here, in which the candidate with the most votes wins the seat. Now, hundreds of local council seats were also being decided around Britain, with the Liberal Democrat Party suffering huge losses. Al Jazeera's Paul Brennan sent us this update from East London, where votes are being counted.
A momentous day here in the UK. The chance for electoral reform on this kind of scale, really a once-in-a-lifetime occasion. But it does appear that those who were trying to overturn the status quo, to have the current first-past-the-post system replaced by the alternative vote system, have actually lost. Results are still coming in, but the early indications aren't